let me ask you something. When you think about affordable beach living on the East Coast of the United States, what city comes to mind? If you said Charleston, South Carolina, great city, beautiful, but not cheap. If you said Hilton Head, wonderful, but the housing prices have gone up significantly. If you said Savannah, Georgia, gorgeous, but also increasingly expensive. The city that should be on your list, the city that the data says is the single hottest relocation destination in America in 2026, is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's right. Of every city in the United States, Myrtle Beach has the highest ratio of people moving in versus people moving out. More people are choosing Myrtle Beach than almost anywhere else in the country right now. And yet, almost nobody in the YouTube space is covering it in depth. The relocation content world is obsessed with Austin, Nashville, Charlotte, Tampa, and those are all great cities. But the underdog story that's actually happening right now, the city that might be the best-kept relocation secret in America, is sitting on 60 miles of Atlantic coastline in South Carolina. Today we're going to talk about everything: the real cost of living, the lifestyle, the job market, the neighborhoods, the genuine downsides, because there are real ones and you need to know them, and ultimately, whether Myrtle Beach might actually be the right move for you. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to the channel. This is where we do real, honest, in-depth breakdowns of American cities and states so you can make smart decisions about where to live. I want to start this one with a disclaimer. I am not a Myrtle Beach tourism board. I'm going to give you the full picture, the exciting stuff, and the things that might make you think twice. Fair? All right, let's start with the basics. What is Myrtle Beach really? Most people who've heard of Myrtle Beach know it as a vacation destination, spring break, family beach trips, the boardwalk with its rides and arcades, mini golf. Seriously, Myrtle Beach is the undisputed mini golf capital of the universe, with over 50 courses, seafood restaurants on every corner, hotels stretching up and down the coastline. That's the tourist Myrtle Beach, and it's real, but it's only one layer of the city. Myrtle Beach sits on what's called the Grand Strand, a roughly 60-mile stretch of the Atlantic coast in northeastern South Carolina. The broader Myrtle Beach metro area, which includes cities like Conway, Surfside Beach, Murrells Inlet, and North Myrtle Beach, has a total population of around 500,000 to 600,000 people. It's not a small town. It's a mid-sized metro area that has been growing consistently for years, driven first by retirees from the Northeast and Midwest who discovered they could get beach living at affordable prices, and more recently by remote workers, families, and younger professionals who've done the same math and reached the same conclusion. The Conway area, the county seat of Horry County, about 15 miles inland from the beach, is where a lot of actual long-term residents live. It's quieter, more residential, more real life, and less tourist corridor. House prices in Conway are significantly lower even than Myrtle Beach proper. Understanding this geography is important. When people say Myrtle Beach, they often mean the whole Grand Strand region, and where within that region you choose to live dramatically affects your experience. The cost of living breakdown housing, the main event. Let's talk about the number one reason people are choosing Myrtle Beach, and that's affordability. The median home price in the Myrtle Beach area as of 2026 is approximately $280,000 to $320,000. To put that in context, in Miami, the median is over $600,000. In Tampa, it's around $400,000. In Raleigh, it's $400,000 to $450,000. In Charleston, South Carolina, just a few hours south, the median exceeds $500,000. What does $300,000 get you in Myrtle Beach? A real house. A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with a yard, possibly a garage, in a decent neighborhood, not a cramped condo, not a fixer-upper in a sketchy area. A genuinely livable, comfortable family home. At the higher end, you can get beautiful oceanfront or waterway view properties for $500,000 to $700, zero that would cost $2 million or more in comparable coastal markets in the Northeast or California. If you want to go even more affordable, the Conway area offers homes in the $200,000 to $250,000 range that are solid, well-maintained, and only a short drive from the beach. Renting for renters, Myrtle Beach is also compelling. A 1-bedroom apartment in a non-tourist area of the Grand Strand runs $100 to $500 per month. A 2-bedroom is $1,900. These prices are well below the national average for a coastal market. Note, if you're renting in the tourist corridor itself, along Ocean Boulevard or near the boardwalk, prices can be higher, particularly in peak season. Get a little distance from the tourist strip and the prices drop meaningfully. South Carolina's tax situation is favorable for residents. The state income tax rate has been actively decreasing in recent years, with plans to continue reducing it toward 3.99% over time, a significant improvement from where it was. Property taxes in South Carolina, and particularly for primary residences under the homestead exemption, are among the lowest in the Southeast for retirees. South Carolina does not tax Social Security income. It offers substantial deductions on retirement income from pensions and 401ks. It is consistently ranked as one of the most tax-friendly states for retirees in the country. Everyday costs, groceries, gas, and utilities in the Myrtle Beach area are at or below the national average. Eating out is generally reasonable, especially at local seafood spots, which are both delicious and affordable compared to beach towns in New England or the Mid-Atlantic. One cost to factor in: flood insurance. Depending on exactly where your property is located, you may need flood insurance in addition to homeowners insurance. Hurricane season is real in South Carolina, and insurance costs reflect that. More on this later. Section 5. The lifestyle. Why people fall in love beach life. Let me paint you a picture of a regular Tuesday in Myrtle Beach. You wake up, it's 75 degrees and sunny, which it is approximately 230 days a year. You drive 5 to 15 minutes and you're at the Atlantic Ocean. You walk on the beach, maybe you swim, you watch the pelicans, you breathe the salt air, then you go about your day. That's not a vacation experience, that's just Tuesday, that's your life. There's something genuinely profound that happens to people when they move to a place where that kind of access to nature and beauty is just normal. It shifts your baseline happiness in a way that's hard to fully appreciate until you experience it. Gulf Myrtle Beach has over 100 golf courses within the Grand Strand area. It has been called the golf capital of the world, and that is not an exaggeration. These are not municipal par 3 courses. These are championship courses designed by legends of the game at prices that are genuinely affordable compared to comparable courses in other parts of the country. For golfers, Myrtle Beach is paradise, full stop. Fishing and water sports, deep sea fishing, inshore fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding, jet skiing, parasailing. The water activities available in the Myrtle Beach area are extensive. The Intracoastal Waterway runs parallel to the Grand Strand and provides protected waterway access for boating and fishing. Fresh seafood is a genuine daily pleasure. Blue crab, shrimp, oysters, and fresh fish. The seafood culture in South Carolina is rich, delicious, and deeply embedded in the local identity. Food and dining beyond seafood. Myrtle Beach's dining scene has expanded significantly over the last decade. There are genuine restaurant neighborhoods now, areas where locally owned restaurants, craft breweries, and food concepts have developed real character. Murrell's Inlet, just south of Myrtle Beach proper, is famous for its Marsh Walk, a collection of waterfront restaurants and bars along the marsh that offers some of the best seafood dining in South Carolina at prices that are surprisingly reasonable. The pace of life, this one is harder to quantify, but it matters enormously to people who move there. The pace of life in the Myrtle Beach area is slower. People are friendly in an authentic, genuine way. Strangers make eye contact and say hello. Neighbors actually know each other. There's a warmth and a comfort to southern coastal living that people from fast-paced, anonymous big cities find genuinely healing. For people who have been grinding in high-pressure urban environments for years, the Myrtle Beach pace is part of what makes it feel like a genuine quality-of-life upgrade, not a downgrade. Growth and development, one of the most important things to understand about Myrtle Beach right now, especially if you're thinking about it as an investment or a long-term home, is that the city is in genuine growth mode. Grand Strand Medical Center and Conway Medical Center have both undergone major expansions in recent years. The healthcare infrastructure of the region has grown significantly to serve the increasing population, which matters both for employment opportunities in healthcare and for residents' access to quality medical care. Myrtle Beach International Airport has expanded its routes dramatically. You can now fly direct to and from many major cities, making it much more practical to live in Myrtle Beach while staying connected to major business centers. For remote workers who need to travel periodically, this is increasingly important. New residential communities, retail developments, and infrastructure projects are underway across the Grand Strand. The challenge, as always with fast-growing areas, is that infrastructure development is racing to keep up with population growth. From an investment perspective, people who bought in Myrtle Beach 5 to 7 years ago have seen significant appreciation, and the inbound migration trend suggests continued demand. Getting in now versus getting in after this growth story is fully told are very different propositions. The honest downside's all right. I promised you the full picture, and I keep my promises. Let's talk about the real downsides of Myrtle Beach because they are real, and you need to know them. Downside 1. Summer crowds are intense. Myrtle Beach is one of the busiest tourist destinations on the East Coast. During summer, Memorial Day through Labor Day, the population of the Grand Strand area swells enormously with tourists. Traffic on Ocean Boulevard and the main beachfront roads becomes genuinely miserable. Your favorite restaurants have hour-long waits. The beach you love in October, quiet, peaceful yours, becomes a packed human carnival in July. Long-term residents develop strategies for this. They go to the beach on weekday mornings before the crowds arrive. They know the back roads that avoid tourist traffic. They mostly stay away from the boardwalk in peak season. It's manageable. But it is a real seasonal disruption that affects your day-to-day life significantly from June through August. Downside 2. Limited professional job market. This is probably the biggest limitation of Myrtle Beach as a relocation destination for working-age professionals. The dominant industries in the Grand Strand are tourism, hospitality, real estate, construction, and healthcare. If you work in one of those fields, there are jobs. If you need a job at tech, finance, law, engineering, or corporate management, the local job market is thin. This makes Myrtle Beach an excellent choice for remote workers, retirees, business owners, real estate investors, and people in healthcare or hospitality. But if you're dependent on finding a local employer in a specialized field, you will likely struggle. The nearest cities with more robust corporate job markets are Charlotte, NC, about 2.5 hours north, and Charleston, SC, about 90 minutes south. Some people do a hybrid approach, live in Myrtle Beach, commute to Charlotte or Charleston 2 or 3 days a week. It's not a common arrangement, but it works for some. Downside 3. Hurricane risk. South Carolina's coast is in the Atlantic hurricane zone. While it doesn't get hit as frequently as South Florida, it absolutely gets hit, and the threat is real and should be taken seriously. This means having an evacuation plan. It means hurricane prep supplies. It means understanding your insurance situation thoroughly, including whether you need separate flood insurance and what your homeowner's policy actually covers in a storm event. The insurance landscape for coastal South Carolina has gotten more challenging and more expensive in recent years, reflecting the broader trend of insurers repricing climate-related risk. This is a real ongoing cost that can add several $1,000s a year to your housing expenses. Downside 4. Off-season energy. The flip side of summer crowds is the off-season. From roughly November through February, significant parts of the tourist infrastructure in Myrtle Beach slow down dramatically. Some restaurants close or reduce hours. The boardwalk area can feel empty and slightly melancholy. For people who want a year-round bustling social scene, particularly younger people who want nightlife and constant activity, the Myrtle Beach off-season can feel quiet. The residential communities away from the tourist strip are more consistently alive year-round, but it's something to be aware of. Downside 5. Infrastructure growing pains. The rapid population growth has put real strain on infrastructure, roads, water and sewer systems, schools. Traffic on Highway 17, the main north-south artery, can be frustrating year-round and genuinely bad in summer. Public school quality in Horry County is improving but has historically been below the South Carolina average. Families who prioritize school quality should research specific schools carefully or budget for private schooling. Who is Myrtle Beach perfect for? Let me be very direct about who Myrtle Beach is a slam dunk for and who should probably look elsewhere. Perfect for retirees and pre-retirees who want beach living at a fraction of Florida's price. South Carolina's tax treatment of retirement income is genuinely excellent. Remote workers in any field who have location flexibility and want a high quality of life at low cost. If your income comes from a laptop and you can live anywhere, Myrtle Beach is a serious contender. Golfers, seriously. If golf is important to your lifestyle, Myrtle Beach is one of the best places in the entire world. People who prioritize outdoor coastal lifestyle, fishing, boating, beach walking, water sports, over urban amenities and nightlife. Real estate investors looking for a market with strong rental demand, affordable entry prices, and ongoing growth. Probably not ideal for young professionals who need a dense networking scene, startup culture, or career infrastructure in specialized fields. People who strongly prefer urban density, walkable neighborhoods, public transit, the cultural infrastructure of a major city. Families with children who are unwilling to research school options carefully. Best neighborhoods and areas to consider. The Market Common. The Market Common is one of the most appealing neighborhoods in Myrtle Beach for newcomers. It's a planned community built on the site of the old Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, with walkable streets, restaurants, shops, green space, and a very livable neighborhood feel that is distinct from the tourist corridor. Home prices here are slightly above the Myrtle Beach median, but still very affordable by coastal standards. Carolina Forest. Carolina Forest is a large, master-planned residential community inland from the beach, about 10 miles from the ocean. It has excellent schools relative to the rest of Horry County, strong infrastructure, and affordable family homes. It's very suburban and car-dependent, but for families who want quality schools and affordable space, it's one of the best options in the area. Morell's Inlet and Pawleys Island, just south of Myrtle Beach proper. Morell's Inlet and Pawleys Island offer a quieter, more upscale version of the Grand Strand lifestyle. Less touristy, more residential, with some of the best local restaurants in the region. Slightly higher home prices, but still very reasonable compared to comparable coastal markets. Conway, if affordability is the top priority and you don't mind being 15 to 20 miles from the beach, Conway offers exceptional value. Charming small-town character, a beautiful riverfront downtown, and home prices significantly below the Grand Strand average. The drive to the beach is short enough that it's genuinely practical as a daily activity. Myrtle Beach is having a real moment. The people who moved there 5 years ago are sitting in affordable beach houses, watching their property values grow while their friends in expensive cities keep grinding to afford the same lifestyle. It's not perfect, no place is, but the combination of affordability, natural beauty, southern warmth, and genuine quality of life that the Grand Strand offers is genuinely rare. And the fact that it's still underrepresented in relocation conversations means you might still be able to get in before the story is fully told. Would you move to Myrtle Beach? I genuinely want to know. Drop it in the comments. Give me your honest reaction. Are you surprised by what you learned today? Were you already considering it? Subscribe for more honest, in-depth city and state breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.